Good morning, everybody. It is 8:25 a.m., November 17th. This market is breaking out to the downside. Okay, a lot of things going on. We're gonna get right into the watch list. Give me one second. I'm gonna pull some things up here. Actually, let's just talk about some news, right? And I want to just pull up. Obviously, the market is breaking down to the downside right now. Okay, we were in balance. So let's look at some things that are happening here. I want to actually bring up my Twitter because Fed Bullard is speaking. Okay, and he said some things that are not good. All right, let's look at this of what Bullard has said. Bullard has said Fed rate hikes to date have had only limited effect on observed inflation. Even dovish assumptions about the state of the monetary policy warrant further rate increases. Monetary rule would set lower bound on restricted policy of around 5% versus current Fed target. What else? I saw something else. This is another one. Bullard cites policy rules suggesting rates of between 5% and 7%. This is not good. Okay. I'm trying to see what else here. So we got jobless claims coming in at 8:30, but this Fed has been putting some hawkish comments out. Here, the Fed whisperer here, Nick, he's just bringing up what said St. Louis Fed President Jim Bullard. The policy rate is not yet in the zone that may be considered sufficiently restrictive. His presentation says a rules-based approach would suggest the rate should somewhere above 5%, but perhaps substantially so. Substantially above 5%. That's freaking hawkish. He did say a range of restrictive policy estimates could be lower if inflation falls. Notes markets expect disinflation in 2023. This is pretty hawkish comments from the Fed. All right, that's why we're breaking lower. Now let's watch these jobless claims coming up in about a minute. Initial jobless claims we're expecting 225. Previous was 225. To prop this market up at all, you also have the Philly Fed Manufacturing Index. Okay, we need to see at least 250 to 300 come in for any kind of bullish movement here with these claims, and coming up in less than 30 seconds now. So let's see what happens here. And see if this has any effect on the market. Okay, numbers should be coming out right now. Housing starts also, they are above forecast. Building permits are above forecast. Waiting for those jobless claims. Housing starts. Let's see here. Oh, that's not good. Initial jobless claims are under the forecast. They're under. Philly Fed manufacturing. Wow. That is super down. Expecting minus 6.2. Got minus 19.4. But the jobless claims, you wanted to see that higher, not lower. Very interesting. Building permits are up. Housing starts up. The Philly Fed employment 7.1, but this Philly Fed manufacturing index. Wow. All right. This isn't like a shocking number. It's just that you want to see jobless claims, go higher so the Fed can take the foot off the gas. Now, the market's caught a little bit of a bid, so I'll switch over to that real quick just to see. Not a huge one, but like we're coming off the lows here. We're at 39.28. You can see we broke that 39.65 level, came down and broke 39.51. So we're going to get a move out of this area regardless, higher or low, just because we were balancing. That's how it works. So it's not that volatile right now. So the news, right now, we're just coming off of a low. We kind of definitely have cascaded down, broke lower. Have to see what happens next. There's a lot of Fed speak today. Okay. Bullard speaking now. Then we have Bowman, and then we have Mester. So obviously people are going to be waiting on what they say after this, because this guy was hawkish as hell today. All right. Nvidia reported yesterday they beat sales, missed on earnings per share. So not the worst for Nvidia. So let's go over that really quickly. Let's go to my watch list. All right. It's part of the triple head monster, all at the top of the list, which is not good. VIX up 3.32%. The 10-year yield is up 1.71%. The dollar is up 0.62. All not good. Okay, for equities. Bitcoin's 0.28. The Dow 0.93, down 0.94. The ES is down over 1%. ENQ is down over 1%. The Russell is down 1.28%. Crude is down 1.65%, almost $1.43 a barrel. Silver is cascading too. Dollar up is going to make metals go down. So dollar up is not good for commodities, for equities. Okay. All right, let's look at the daily charts. Let's get into this. That market's kind of losing some of the steam now. You can see a little bit here. We'll get back to that. Let's go over to the daily charts. Okay. Let's see, Victor Kesar. Any personal feelings where this goes? Not personal. Technical. right? We're gonna go with technical. But oh, thank you, man. Um, so Victor, we're gonna get into where I think we could go. All right, I'm gonna definitely get into that. Um, right now, let's look at the charts. Okay, we'll look at really quickly because we broke out lower. Okay. Um, let's just look at the SPY chart. All right, let's just see. See, we're in this balance. Obviously, we had lows here that were broken. That was either we're gonna break out above or break out below, right? So right now, this is a little meaningless now. We're gapping lower, and okay. So in the SPY, let's just talk about that. In the SPY, you can see us cascading down, right? Now we're coming up to a key level here. You can see this was resistance a bunch here, okay? 390. So 390 in the SPY is going to be the telltale. 390 is very key level, okay? So 390 is right around here, okay? And that's also the 50% Fibonacci. That's also the 9 EMA daily, which in the futures it's hitting right now. So this white blue line is a 9 EMA. So this should hold the market. That's a should if it comes down there. Okay, maybe we get a bounce, but that's where we should go and hold for people to make a decision. All right. Again, that's 390 right here. We're almost there. We're at 390.89 through almost 391, so we're not quite there. Okay, let's look at the Qs. So the Qs have fallen under this key level of 284. They are at 281 right now. You can see right now here, the price is right here. Now, I like to talk about the most traded price. So our next target in the Q is probably 277. Most traded price of the month in the Qs, 277. Okay. If there's legs to this, that's where we probably go in the Qs. Okay. Now back to the daily chart of the Qs. Obviously, this was the key level, right? We're underneath 283. So what do we have down here? We have the 9 EMA daily. Right now, that's where the NQ is pushed off. So this 280, we got a 50 moving average. We got a bunch of moving averages here. Okay. And then, like I said, 277. So that lines up with the 50-day moving average, 277. Okay. So this area is probably it's like a web. It's gonna catch the Qs. It's gonna catch the Qs. Okay. So let's go to that triple-headed monster, right? 10-year yield. 10-year yield is up 2% right now. You can see we bottomed yesterday. Now we're up. Okay. We hit this support level, bouncing off of it. Okay. So if this continues up, obviously not good for the market. Okay. Let's go to that VIX. Okay, the VIX is in a big downtrend, just downtrending. Here's that trend line where we just popped. We're popping above the trend line. Okay, so the next level, this was a key support in the past, acted as resistance. We kind of blew through it, but I'd still say it's important. So I'm going to put an alert here for myself. This is key resistance here, 25.55. We break this, go to the next level of resistance. That's obviously going to make the market go down. So I'm going to keep an eye on that level. Now let's look at the dollar. The dollar has been finding resistance here at 107. That's where we're at 106 right now. Okay, we're in a downtrend. I would really want to look at if we can break the 107, maybe go to 108. That is not going to be good. Then we have this trend line here. Okay, so it's not looking pretty right now, and the market right now is at the lows and continuing to fall. Okay, the market's continuing to fall. The VIX is up to 20. Look at this. The VIX is, as I'm speaking, the VIX is now at 25. So heading towards this 25.55, and then we'll see where that ends. Okay. All right. The market is really taking off. All right. Let me see if any more Fed speak right now has happened. Okay. Let's see. I'm just looking to see here. No, I don't see anything yet. I'm gonna look here to see. I'll put you guys on what the market's doing right now. The market's falling, guys. So I'm just checking to see if there's anything else here that we can learn here. Just looking at some retailers like Kohl's. They withdrew their 22 sales and profit forecasts, citing uncertain outlook. Alibaba is down because of COVID-19. I'm just looking at certain things, guys. I'm going to go right back to the charts. But this market is pretty much breaking down to the downside. All right. Let's just look over to the futures, which we are. I got you on the hourly chart, but I'm going to move over to the market profile. So let's look at this together. Okay. All right, let's look at this together. Huge gap lower. Here's yesterday's low. Here's the high. Yep, Bowman. Yep. We're gapping lower, guys. Here's the 100-day moving average. So we're below that now. Okay. Here's this key high volume node that is on a bunch of my charts. We're below that now. Okay. So this is a gap, huge gap lower, or very hard to read. So really what we want to look at is the overnight halfback. They call it the mid. That's a 50% retracement of this move, which is right here, 39.54. That would be the line in the sand. Also lines up with the top of this node. Okay. If we can get up here, that can negate this move. Otherwise, if we stay below here and below this node, then it's, balanced down. Okay. So that's the midpoint, 39.54. This is the line in the sand with this node too. Okay, that's what I'm looking at. We're building out a lot of volume down here. Most trader prices down here now, below the 100-day moving average. Okay, let's look at the Qs. The Qs, all right. Here's yesterday's high, yesterday's low. Price is right at the lows right here. Okay, now this is the 9 EMA, right at that. Now the huge level is here. These together, got this is a high volume node of the year. This is the most traded price of the month. So this here, you don't want to see us go below this. Okay, so an average price would be around 11,470. The most traded price of the month is a 114.50. You don't want to see us below this area. Okay, this is the line in the sand. This could change everything. This is the huge level. Okay, now same thing here. The midpoint, the overnight halfback is 116.98. Call it 117. So 11,700, which is right here. This kind of lines up with yesterday's lows. Okay, that's the midpoint. That's the 50%. This is the line in the sand for above. If we can't get above this, like I said, we'll either balance out lower or make a move. Okay. Now, let's look at where we could possibly go in these markets. Let's look at the ES. Okay, price is right here, 39.18. Notice this large volume node here that paused the market. Okay, so why that happened is you could see that there's been resistance here, resistance here. That's why this market's kind of pausing there. Okay, now below us, okay, we have this node right here. I would probably say at 38.74. Right around this area. This is also monthly VWAP. So that area, that price, let's call this 39.68, 39.70. That's a potential destination lower. Okay, 39.70, 39.76. Like, I'll give this a range anywhere from 38.80, 38.78, 38.75, around this area. Okay, and you can see we're clearly falling even lower. Now there is a low volume node here at 39, call it 39.03, 3900. Okay, we've had some support and resistance there as well. So 3900 could be a little stop. Okay, let's look at the NASDAQ really quickly. So the NASDAQ, here's that huge level that I talked about. It's right here. It's heading towards it right now. That's 11,490. That level's huge. You don't want to fall below this level. Okay, there's not much holding us up. You can see this meteoric rise here in these candles. There's not much support down here. Okay, so you don't want to see us fall below 11,491. If we do, we're most likely coming down to here. Okay, that would be 11,095 right here, that most traded price of the previous month right here. That's probably where we'll land if this continues to get weak. But this is our bull bear line. Okay. Okay. So I just gave you those destinations. All right. So now I'm gonna bring you back. We're cascading here. Okay. So we do have a support at 3906. Okay. We do have a large volume node here. Right there. Boop. $39.06 can bring us there. And I already talked about this level just before, 38.80. Around this region right here. That's where we probably could go. Now, this is a lot of selling. Okay. So we could come to 39.06 and bounce up. So pay attention to 39.06. Okay. This market is really gapping lower. Okay. We're up to 1.46% lower. 39.06 could pause the market. Okay. Let's see here. In the NASDAQ, just as far as levels go. Now yesterday, if you paid attention, I said that that trend line that was up here, that was the key level. Well, that broke yesterday. Okay. So this makes it no different what I just showed you in the last chart, that this level here is huge. Really, with these together, this should slow down the market. I would be shocked if we come here and we slice through it. That would be shocking. Okay. But this is just key. Okay, 114.90, 114.90, 114.20, this whole zone. You can't go below this. You can't, because this is not strong support. Okay. Now, one thing I would look for is 116.20. If we do find some buyers, okay, we have a trend line coming down. That's the only thing I could think, is if we get a pop, that could be a look for a short down to this area. Okay. Okay, let's go over to the market profile. And I already kind of laid out already what I think could happen, so, and what to look for. Alright, so this is going to be very quick because it's very basic. There's the mid. I already said it, 39.53. We need to stay. If we stay below here, that is weak. Okay. So we could open up and push up. Now remember, the 100-day moving average is right here. So is the 9 daily EMA. It's being covered right now. So if we're able to come up, and we get this area should act as resistance. Okay. If we can't get up here, we're going to come back and revisit these overnight lows, and then test 39.06, and then we could fall lower. We've fallen enough already. Okay. That's a one bearish scenario. That's the horrible. One. All right. The only thing I can see for any kind of recovery, we have a huge gap. So, like I said, we need to come up here. This is going to be hard, this area. But if we do pop up, hold that 50%, then we can make it, maybe make a move up here. And then even make a move to 39.85. That was two. Okay. And then three. I definitely see three can be come down here, pop, come up here, and then we balance lower. We hold the lower levels because we already came so far down. Okay. Nothing much will change for this. Well, let's go for 1 9 daily EMAs right here. Okay. Like I said, we could even come down, pop up. Here's that midpoint right here. Okay, we could pop up. Now, how far we go up higher, I don't know. But let's say we pop up here. We can't get above this level. We're going to come down, probably test this level. And I would say we kind of just balance in here. Maybe even pop up a little bit. This level's so big in the NASDAQ. I can't see us just blowing through it. Obviously, if we do, we're going. That's bad. Okay. Then again, if there's any chance for anything, we'd have to come down here, bounce up, go all the way up to the mid, which is up almost to the lows of yesterday. And I think we'd balance up here. This is the strongest case. And finally, just like before, because we dropped so low, I think we come down, pop up, can't go up to here, and we kind of just balance around in here, hold the lower prices. Okay. So that's it for me, guys. Big gaps are very, very, very hard to read. So I'm gonna be very patient and wait for this market to give me some structure to set up with. All right. I gotta look at crude now, and give me a like, comment, or subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully, you guys are green today. And oh, thanks, Victor. Um, I'll try to do an update later today. Thanks, Colby. Try to do an update later today. What my thoughts are, what I'm seeing in the market. Haven't done that in a little bit. So, everybody, good luck. Stay green, and let's kill this market today. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.